Hello everyone, this is PatNet coming to you with a brand new video. Today I'm playing on PatNet's Warpack once again. Before I get any farther in the series, I do want to do a quick announcement for the series. For one, this download, or this mod pack has reached over 700 downloads at the point of recording, so thank you guys for that. The second thing I want to announce is that this series will actually be taking a little bit of a break, or I should say it won't be coming out as frequently within the next couple weeks, purely because the SMP will be having a new season relatively soon, as soon as 1.13 comes around, so I'd like to dedicate as much episodes to that as I can so I can get all my projects finished. So this series will take a little bit of a break because of that, but fret not, I will still be playing on the pack, and when I've got some stuff to show you, I will definitely show you. I just got a lot of footage backed up on the channel right now, so I think the best thing to do is just to have this one take a little bit of break, and we can finish some of the SMP projects, and this one will come in every once in a while. So that's the game plan. Anyway, as for stuff that's changed since last time, immediately you may notice I am wearing like a red jumpsuit. That's kind of what it looks like. It's not that at all. It's actually samurai armor. For some reason, it just looks like completely red when you put it on, which is not what it looks like here. But that in combination with my scarf and buttons really makes it look like just pajamas. It looks like I'm just wearing a bunch of Christmas pajamas, but hey, I'm down with that. But this armor is actually pretty good. I found it inside of a nether fortress when I was exploring. I added the Mega Loot mod, as you can see. It's on there, it says Mega Loot. I'm not sure if that's in this current update or not, but it's kind of cool because it encourages exploring, because you can find pretty good gear like samurai leggings, samurai's chestplate. As you see, the chestplate makes me resistant to knockback, and it also increases health by 1. This also makes me resistant to knockback, increase my health by 4. So that's why, if you look right here, I've got some green hearts, because you know, that's extra health. So I made myself extra health, which is pretty cool. And then I also found Viking boots, which increase my health by 3. So yeah, basically I've got some extra health there. And I also have an emerald helmet. I still don't wear the Viking boots as much because I am currently using the slime boots, as those are very useful. Anyway, let's get on to machines and stuff that we worked on. The biggest thing, I'll start with the biggest thing. Oh, I also said I was going to work on the house in this episode, and that is not fake news. I am going to do that. Around the end of the episode, I'm going to head over there and start working on my house. I got some pallet ideas, so I'm excited for that. But first, I want to show all the machines, because I don't know if I'll have enough time after I work on the house. So this is the big thing I've added. We've now filled in another square of our, what is it? Chunk Factory? Chunk Factory, that's actually a really good name. We'll call it the Chunk Factory. This is what I'm looking at. The block I'm looking at right now is called dark glass, and just to explain what that is first, it's basically glass that light can't come through, so it's really helpful for things like mob spawners, which is what this is. If you look down there, there's that dirt stuff down there, the black dirt, the charcoalish stuff, that's called cursed earth. In order to get cursed earth, you need to find a drop of evil, I think is what it's called. As soon as it loads, yep. A drop of evil, which you can get from killing a wither skeleton, and that's why I went to the nether in the first place. I killed a lot of guys I actually didn't kill that many wither skeletons, because not very many were spawning, to my surprise. But I was able to find one drop of evil, and I put it here. You place it on dirt, and then it will expand to a bunch of dirt around it. I don't know what the exact radius is, but it's pretty big. It was able to fill up this entire place with just one drop. And then, right here, I've got some diamond spikes. Diamond spikes will kill mobs frequently. It'll make them do active damage until they're dead, and it acts as if a player is killing them, so it drops items that players would get from killing them. The only thing it doesn't drop is XP, so I don't get any XP from this, but that's fine. If we look over here, we got 2 fans going on, and I can actually shut these on and off by clicking this button. These 2 fans will basically push any mobs that spawn over to the spikes, and the spikes will kill them. And that right there, that thing, is called a vacuum chest from Ender.io. I'll now head over to this part. The vacuum chest will, well, it's kind of hard to get a view, but basically the vacuum chest takes stuff to this chest. So when mobs die, items will fall into this chest. And then I've got 2 of these extra utilities nodes. That's because they have filters, and these filters are really big. They're a lot bigger than Ender.io's filters, at least if you want to do a basic one, and the expensive ones are pretty expensive. So I made 2 really basic filters that could fit a lot of stuff. So I included a whitelist of stuff with a bunch of stuff I don't want, like armor. Like, that's going to fill up my chests, so I don't want armor, I don't want swords, I don't want Makarovs, which is the guns the bandits drop, I don't want bottles, so all this stuff in here, and that basically whitelists those items in this chest and takes them down to the trash. This up here has the exact same items except for its blacklists, so make sure there's no items goes to this chest, so all those items basically go to the trash. Other than that, all the items go to this chest, which go into this drawer controller, which you guys saw earlier, which organize them into here. Right now, it's kind of a mix of the food pantry, except for, as you can see, this is still all food. I've been kind of keeping it organized. All the mob items are going to be over here, while all the food pantries over here. Obviously, I'm going to get more drawers to fill in the space when I need to. But right now, as you can see, I'm stacking up some string bones and stuff, and some cool items. But while we're right here, there's been a couple of, well, first let me show you at least how the mob farm works. If we head into here, right now I have these lights on so nothing can spawn, but the thing about Cursed Earth is that mobs spawn very quickly on there. So if I turn off the lights, it's kind of difficult to see, especially with the YouTube bitrate, I'm sure. But if I move around a little bit, sometimes it takes a while for them to start spawning. Yeah, okay, there's one. Yeah, so there's a spider spawn, there's a something else, I don't know, I can't see, it's dark. There's a creeper right there. They're going to start building up, so I better turn on these fans as fast as I can. As you see, I turned on the fans, and now they're all getting blown over to the side and dying by the spikes. And when they die, as you can see, items are going against the wall because it's going up to the vacuum chest, and the vacuum chest is organizing those items into these drawers. So that's how that works. I was pretty happy with how that worked out. I think it looks nice with the basalt bricks. I used a lot of chisels and bits, and that's a mod that I'll probably discuss later in the future more extensively, but essentially chisels and bits can make blocks up to every pixel of a block can turn into its own block, basically, and using chisel and bits you can make designs like that. I actually use a little bit of chisel bits right here. As you can see, this ground gets elevated by 1 pixel. That's because the block underneath is actually being used with redstone. If I break this, you can see there's redstone down here, so I didn't want to plug, obviously I didn't want to remove the redstone because I needed to turn off the fans, and that's what this lever is for. So yeah, I've used a little bit of chisel bits to make this design. I used chisel bits to make these stairs. There's no such thing as basalt brick stairs, so I just did that. And now from the outside, it looks rather swell, if you ask me. And then you look on the inside, pretty slick too. And then you can just turn on these lights if you ever want to turn it off, because they don't spawn with lights. Right now I have to do them all 4 manually because I don't have any redstone hooked up, because you can't place redstone on glass, so I would have to find a way around that. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. It's not too bad just clicking 4 switches, you know. It's like hitting a bunch of breakers in a breaker room. So that's that. Okay, now let's move on to some other changes. For starters, I am no longer eating toast. Sort of. Now I'm eating toast sandwiches instead. Toast sandwiches are a little bit better than toast. It doesn't make much sense to combine 2 toasts to make 1 toast sandwich because the food doesn't add up. It would seem more efficient just to eat toast. But the thing is, since we're making we're overloading with toast anyway, I might as well make toast sandwiches because it is better nutrition for some reason. So toast goes in here, and then I added a toast sandwich recipe. Also, we have the chicken feed recipe, which we had here last time. I adjusted it a little bit. Well, that still works fine. The problem is we would always get feather meal backed up in here from our multiple shredders, so I had to take down the shredders for a while, but I put them back up, and we now have our fix for having feather meal not back up. As you can see, it's getting a little bit higher than the seeds right now. We have feather pulps, which will auto-craft, essentially, yeah, they'll auto-craft the feather meal into feather pulps using water buckets, and then the feather pulp can be smelted to turn into paper. I don't use paper extremely, that much, but whenever I do need it and I can't make it, oh, that's a good sign. I still don't have all the items to trash yet. This is something I want to trash, so I'm going to keep that in my inventory. Yeah, so I don't use paper that often, but when you need paper, it's really annoying to make it, so I am collecting a lot of this pulp stuff, and eventually I'll automate it so it'll smelt into paper. I haven't quite set that up yet, but that's the plan. And otherwise, they will just wait in here. Now, one thing that's kind of cool is the water trick. Right now, every time the water gets crafted inside of this crafter, the empty bucket will go into the output, and then the output will go down into these pipes, obviously, and, you know, get transferred into this system. So the empty bucket will go here. Oh, you just saw it. It loaded up for a second. However, as soon as it gets in there, I then have this conduit, which is pulling out buckets and chicken feed. We'll get to the chicken feed in a second. So it's pulling out buckets, and it's taking the buckets into this mechanical user. Mechanical users are amazing. They're one of the best blocks in modded Minecraft. They can basically actively do a person clicking, they simulate clicking and they don't even take power. So basically I'm making the bucket come in here. It's actively clicking against the sink, and sinks give you infinite water. So the bucket will pick up the water, and then as soon as there's water, it's now a water bucket. And if we look over here, I have a filter that takes out water buckets. So the water bucket will go back into the system, back into here. And then if I head over this way, on the extract, water bucket's in there, so the water bucket will take out. I actually don't need toast to be on the extract right now. I might as well leave it though. There's no reason not have it. Yeah, so then the water bucket will come out. It'll come back up into the auto crafter because there is a filter that allows it. And this auto crafter has higher priority, has 2 priority, which is higher than most of the stuff. So make sure this water bucket goes back here and not like all the way back over to the chicken sorter or whatever. So that's how that works. I'm really happy with how that system works. It gets us a lot of where is it? This stuff right here, and that's a good way to spend our excess whatever you call it, pulp, feather meal. Now here's something that's interesting. We're actually all out of chicken feed right now, and that's something I'm gonna have to explore because we are using chicken feed quite frequently up here. I made one of these ender chests. It's not like normal ender chests, they're different ender chests. These ender chests will basically have items stored inside of them, and then you can access it from another area, just like ender chests, except for you can basically hook it up to machines and stuff. So if I put in 3 glass bottles, where did you go? Oh, it probably took it to the sorter. Okay, yeah. So basically, it took them out of this item. What's cool about it is you can see there's 3 white buttons on it, it wools. Those are actually like wools. It's like a color coding system. So because this one has 3 white wools and that one has 3 white wools, it knows that these 2 are linked. However, if one of them had a red wool, then it would have to link up to another red wool. So it's basically multiple ender chests that can also be hooked up to machines. So they're really good. This is basically sucking up a lot of chicken feed to the point where we don't have any more. And then the chicken feed comes out through here into this chicken feeder, which I showed off last episode, which feeds all those cold chickens up there. And then because those cold chickens are getting fed, they'll drop items quicker, so we'll get coal quicker, and that's how we can power up all of our systems. As you can see, we are currently making more than enough power. I'm so glad to see that. If this tank is full, that means we're making more than enough power. If it's empty, that means we need to make more power. So it's currently full. That's because we're taking enough power. I also added another 2 more coal generators, I think, to the side. One right here, and then I replaced the old coal generator with that one. I had the old coal generator also hooked up, but the thing is we just weren't using that enough power, so I was like, okay, I might as well take it down for now. And we have a surplus of coal, which is really good. Like, I remember last couple episodes, I was like, you know, we're staying stagnant with coal. I'm worried it's going to start going down. We're now making coal. We have 1,176 coal, so that's pretty good. So moving on, I think that's all the changes of mechanical stuff. I did a little bit more visual stuff. Like I said, I want to make this place look a little bit nicer. I kept saying I want to make the factory look nicer. On the outside, excuse me. Okay, on the outside it's still looking a little, you know, like open. Like I'd like to maybe close off this chicken area somehow and have glass above so you can see above it, just like I did with that thing. This thing's looking sleek. I'm real happy with this design. But this farm is also, there's not much you could do about this farm, I don't think. But maybe I could get rid of that culinary generator that looks a little strange. But also these walls are just right now stone. I'm definitely going to change that at some point. If you guys have an idea for what kind of walls we should use, we could use factory blocks to make it look like a factory, because this is the actual factory. And factory blocks have really cool designs. If I just look it up real quick, these are some of the different factory blocks, and you can get really cool designs that way. But anyway, let me know if you guys have any ideas. Last off, before we get over into the house making, I've updated the quest book since the last update. This is actually, in the last video, this is actually done already, but I added a few quests. I added Essential IO and RF and Farming Time, and Early Storage I think was already in there. But I added these 2, and these will basically, a lot of this stuff we did on camera before the quest. That's what's cool about this series. I can do stuff in the series and then figure out what the quest should be afterwards. So this series is actually helping me create the mod pack, which is nice. So Essential IO basically gets all these IO machines. I did that like all in one episode one time. There's a lot of work, but this will help you if you don't know what you're doing and stuff like that. It'll help you get the basic coal generator, the power bank, and the alloy smelter. As you can see, these 2 achievements are blue though, and I completed them. I just went back and force completed them, which is like cheaty, except I already did all this stuff, obviously, in the series. That's where these quests are coming from, so it's not really cheat. I basically clicked accept on all of them, or complete on all of them. But as you can see, these two are blue, and that's because they have rewards, and I haven't accepted the rewards yet. One of the rewards for making an alloy smelter gets you a zombie head. We really don't need it, but I'll claim it anyway. And then the reason for that is because then you want to make a slice and splice, and it's really annoying if you can't get a zombie head. So I just want to make sure the player has a zombie head once they get to the slice and splice. So you get a zombie head for the alloy smelter, and when you make the slice and splice, you're good to go. And then the basic capacitor gets you 16 energy conduits. That I will actually probably use. I think that's a helpful thing because those things can get a little bit expensive. So having just 16 of them will get you decently far as power and stuff goes. Then we have farming time. With a lot of the stuff, you know, if you think back last episodes, we did it. We made the watering can. We got the fertilized dirt. 47 to fertilized dirt is for the farming station. We made the pulsating crystals, the pulsating iron, all this stuff. So yeah, but there are a couple of different things we won. This, of course, Solarium gives you another zombie head, because you will be needing 2 to make the Z-Logic controller, which also makes a farming station. And then also, auto farming tips. This one is essentially a reward just for completing all of these. You don't have to do anything to accept it, but this just gives you some more tips on farming of stuff you can do. A lot of which I've already done. So I'm going to accept this Supremium hoe. It's actually a really good hoe with insane durability. I accepted this stuff, and I don't know where they went. Oh, here's one. Okay. So yeah, this is a hoe with 4,000 durability. That's higher than diamond. So it's pretty good. The thing is, though, you can't put these inside of farming stations. At least I'm pretty sure. I think if I... Okay, you can put these in. You actually can put these in farming stations. I thought you couldn't. Okay, well that's good then. So it works out with the quest then. So it's like right now I have these unbreakable stuff, which I'll also basically I made unbreakable Maddox so that they never break. But yeah, basically if you don't have one of those, you can put this in there and that'll last you a good amount of time. Eventually you're gonna want to make an unbreakable one like I did. I made an unbreakable Manolian Mattock for each of these areas, so that it'll never run out. But it's still, this thing's a really good hoe, and I'll surely keep it. I don't know what I'll use it for, but I'll keep it. Anyway, so that's, now that have we accepted all the quests now? Yeah, okay, all the quests are accepted. All the ones that I did. I haven't actually finished these ones yet. I've been working on the keys, but maybe we'll do that in another episode. I've been doing some visual stuff down here. As you can see, we got some cool granite, chiseled granite here. If we use the chisel block, I'm going to show this real quick. That's how I've been getting some of these blocks. If you chisel stone, if you put stone in here, then you can get these different cool types of bricks and blocks and stuff like that. So if I just want all this, then I just click that, and now I have a new type of block, and I can start placing it down. I actually really like this block, but I build a stone all the time. I didn't want to build a stone again. So yeah, that's how the chisel block works, and that's how I got some cool looking granite that I placed down around here. I got some cool looking cobblestone over this regular stone to have this outline, and basically it's looking really nice. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, let's head over to the place where we're going to build our house. I'm going to grab some supplies. I already know pretty much what the palette's going to be, but we're going to making up some of the stuff as we go, so I'll see you guys when we get there. Alright guys, I think I found a great spot to live. I knew I wanted to build in this biome, which is mountain peaks. Well, it's basically, you know, this pine tree area. For one, it's very similar to the place I grew up in. Like, the more I think about it, the more similar it is. It's got grass, but not a lot of grass. It's got a lot of dirt, a lot of places where grass can't grow. It's got a lot of mountains. It's got a lot of trees. It's got a lot of pine trees specifically. And I don't know. I really like the idea of just of building in a kind of a cabin, a cabin using modern, using modern not materials for the exterior, but you know, it's gonna be modded, so it's gonna be like, you know, fancy stuff inside, but on the outside it's gonna look like really old school cabin like. So I think that's kind of a cool way to go. And then I love doing like factory builds and stuff also. Even though they're done quite often, so I didn't want to do it on my base, but because we'll also have a factory way down there, that's where our home is right now. So our factory's like right there. we can do a factory build right over there too. So we still get to have both the best worlds this way. But I really fancy the idea of having a modded regular house. I think that's just it's a swell idea. So I want to build it on top of this mountaintop. We're going to probably be expanding every once in a while, but for right now, I think this size will do. I think we also have there he is. This mountaintop should do, like this area that I've carved out. We can expand it if we need to, like this way or something. I'm not going to do it right now. But yeah, I think this is a cool spot. This is like the tallest mountain I could find. I was like, oh, it'd be really cool to live on like the tallest mountain I could find. So I did that. So now, let me show you what the block palette idea is for now. We got some gray wool here, right? This isn't like regular gray wool. This is in fact chiseled gray wool. Remember when I showed you the chisel earlier? You can make different types of wool with that. So I really like this this carpet design. It looks really cozy. I was thinking, I was looking through all the different blocks in there. I was like, well, a lot of these are like, you know, either wood or like iron blocks and other kinds of metals and stuff, and it's great for factories and whatnot, but I want something that really feels cozy. And then I was like, oh, look at these blocks. You can actually chisel wool, and just like that, you can chisel carpets as well. So as you can see, we have carpets as well as the wool, and we're putting carpets on the wool, so that's pleasant. That's not what we're doing. As for the walls and stuff, you need some kind of log typically. I think we should just use pine logs, keep it consistent with the terrain around it. Obviously, like, okay, these trees, these pine trees right here, these are like exactly what the trees look like where I used to live, so it's almost nostalgic being here. But yeah, I'm gonna get some of these pine logs. I'm gonna get the saplings and obviously replant the trees because we want as many pine trees as we can. Also, I was looking at ebony wood. Man, ebony wood looks cool, but I don't know where the heck you would even find that, and you can't create it, so I might have to ditch that idea. Let's see, pine sapling. So they exist. I assume you just get it from breaking leaves. They just don't have a lot of leaves. I don't want to deforest the place without getting any saplings to replant it. Oh, there's saplings. Definitely grab that. Oh, I have been picking up some of them. Okay, I just haven't seen it. Oh, okay, that makes me feel a lot better. Okay, I already have 5. Woo! Alright, let's actually plant one right there, right where we broke it. I'm going to plant it back in the same spots up there, too. Let's place another one right about here. And then I'd like to have one up closer to my house, right about here. So cool. Those will grow in due time. Now, let's get started laying down this land. I don't have any, like, floor plans or anything like that. But I'm thinking just a pretty simple house. If you guys saw my house on the SMP, that was relatively simple, and I want to keep this one relatively simple. Let the inside do the work, right? Because that's where all the modded stuff's going to be anyway. That's where all the machinery, any kind of machinery or just modern tech that I need. So again, it's not a factory, so there's not going to be like automated machines and stuff like that, but just any kind of machines and stuff is going to be on the inside, and that will do the impressive work for us. So for now, I'm gonna save on some blocks and just leave this dirt here. Let's get a bit of a layout of our floor plan. So the entrance of the room, excuse me guys, I actually don't want to kill you because I use wool all the time. I'm constantly shearing sheep. I actually captured a couple back at my base. I also captured some villagers, which is something I should have shown, but maybe next episode. Okay, move please. Alright, so if the front room is this big, it's kind of small. Like I said, keeping it pretty simple. We're not really going for a mansion here. We're just kind of going for a log cabin-esque. And it can go underground, obviously. We can have a basement, and then it can also go upstairs. So we might be stacking it higher than we would make it wider. Hang on. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you can't actually make carpets with this. Okay, so that complicates things a little bit, but not too bad. Not to fret. We can chisel this stuff back into regular wool for sure. Just like this. There we go, regular gray wool. And then we can make gray carpets, and then we can chisel the gray carpets into here. Okay, cool. Oak and pine look alright, but I think I'm still looking for something else. Let's look at our wood arsenal up here. If we press tab, you can see our different woods. We pretty much only have jungle and oak right now. I might have to go out and do some oak searching. Oh, jungle looks pretty good with pine. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm not sure that's really giving us the log thing though, because when I kind of think of like a log cabin, I kind of think of like lichen log color. So if we just look at our different woods here, like dark oak might be good. Again, I love ebony, but I'm not sure where the heck I even find that. Oh, bramwood. That looks really cool. That's a little bit more purpley, though. I'm not sure if that would work for us. So yeah, I'm thinking ebony or dark oak. If I... Yeah, here's the options for dark oak. We definitely have some logish stuff in here, I'd say. Maybe this stuff would look good. So we do need to get some dark oak, I think. I think we're not going to settle for jungle. I want this to be a darker colored cabin, because a lot of log cabins are darker colored. So at least that's what I think of when I think of log cabins. But I think this floor plan works. I think this, for how big this main room is, works all right. You know what would be nice? Is some kind of bricks or something to put here. I like putting bricks and then the wood on top of that. What kind of bricks do we got? Ooh, lava wood bricks. That's not going to work for this building, but those are really cool. Wait, what kind of wood is this? Treated wood. Oh, where do you get treated wood? Interesting. You have to craft it. That looks kind of cool. What is this? Just with any wood? This works with any plank wood. What is that? I don't even know what that oil is. Where do you get this oil? Oh, man. It looks really involved. Okay, that's not what I need to search. So I'm thinking, what about nether brick? Would nether brick look good here? I definitely have nether brick on me. I don't have nether brick. What about basalt brick? Hey, you know what, guys? Maybe I'm just high on basalt brick because I love this stuff, but I think this could work. I think this could work. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look how well it matches the carpet. That's great. I think we could do this, guys. And then we just get some darker wood on top of it. Okay, well, I think it's going to do it for this episode. I haven't even checked the time. It's probably way past... Yep, it's way past. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you'd like to. And check out the mod pack for yourself by you know, clicking the link in the description or searching on Twitch launcher, PatNet's Warpack. Next episode, we will work more on this house for sure, and the next episode might be a while, so I might have the house finished by then. I don't know, but oh my gosh, in daylight, yeah, this is looking good. I'm really happy with this. But yeah, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. And so long.